everyone, welcome to Smita data mining channel. Today my video is about DBSCAN. Before going to that, we are looking what is density based clustering methods. Clustering based on density, such as density connected points, are called density based clustering methods. The major features are you have to discover clusters of arbitrary shape, you have to handle noise, once can need density parameters as termination condition. There are several interesting studies related to that. Density-based clustering methods are DBSCAN and optics. What is the full form of DBSCAN? DBSCAN means density-based clustering based on connected regions with high density. DBSCAN, density-based clustering based on connected regions with high density. The density of an object O can be measured by the number of objects close to O. So, DBSCAN finds core objects, that is objects that have dense neighborhoods. It connects core objects and their neighborhoods to form dense regions as clusters. In these two parameters are there, one is epsilon and one is minimum points. So what is epsilon? Epsilon means maximum radius of the neighborhood. Suppose there is a point P. If we draw a circle with P as a center, that radius of that circle is termed as epsilon. What is the minimum points? It is the minimum number of points in an epsilon neighborhood of that point. That is, within that circle, how many points are there? That is termed as minimum points. So, in this another term is there, what is a core object? When an object is a core object, if the epsilon neighborhood of the object contain at least minimum points. That is, if there is a point P and we draw a circle with the radius, that radius is termed as epsilon, and within that radius the minimum points is coming, then P will become a core object. So in this different terms is there. One is directly density reachable. When a point is directly density reachable, a point P is directly density reachable from point Q with respect to epsilon and minimum points if P belongs to n epsilon Q and core point condition is n epsilon Q is greater than minimum points. Here we can see that the minimum points is given as 5 and epsilon is equal to 1 centimeter. An object P is directly density reachable from another object Q if and only if P should be a core object. Q is a core object. That is, here Q is a core object because when looking at Q with the radius epsilon 1 centimeter, we can see that the minimum points satisfies the condition greater than 5. So Q is a core object and P is the epsilon neighborhood of Q and P is within the 1 centimeter, that is P is epsilon reachable. So in this case we can say that P is directly density reachable. Okay, and so again I will tell, an object P is directly density reachable from another object Q if and only if Q is a core object and P is in the epsilon neighborhood of Q. Using the directly density reachable relation, a core object can bring all objects from its epsilon neighborhood into a dense region. Another is density reachable. A point P is density reachable from a point Q with respect to epsilon and minimum points if there is a chain of points P1 up to Pn and is equal to P1 is equal to Q, Pn is equal to P, such that Pi plus 1 is directly density reachable from Pi. Here Q is directly reachable from P1 because Q is directly density reachable from P1 and P1 is directly density from P1. And another term is density connected. A point P is density connected to point Q with respect to epsilon and minimum points if there is a point O said that both P and Q are density reachable from O with respect to epsilon and minimum points. Here we can see O is reachable to P and O is reachable to Q. And what is DBSCAN? Density based spatial clustering of applications with noise. It relies on density-based notion of cluster. A cluster is defined as the maximal set of density-connected points. Here we can discover clusters of arbitrary shape in spatial databases with the noise. So we can say that here in this epsilon is given as 1 centimeter and minimum points is equal to 5. When that point, when a point is core object, what is the condition? The epsilon is 1 centimeter and within that 1 centimeter there should be minimum 5 points. And there are outliers are there. Outliers means noises. It is not related to that region. DBSCAN algorithm. We are arbitrarily select a point P and we retrieve all points direct density reachable from P with respect to epsilon and minimum points. If a P is a core point, a cluster is formed. If P is a border point, no points are density reachable from P and DBSCAN visits the next point of the database. Continue the process until all the points have been processed. I think this is okay for you. If any doubts, you can ask us comments. I will come with the next video. Till then, bye.